I am so stoked to have my next guest back on the show. Her new album, Confessions, comes out September 12th. I am so happy to have Mimi Webb back.
Thank you, legend.
A reunion of sorts.
Oh my God, it really is. Honestly,
We're indoors this time.
We are. We're
Yes.
safe.
Safe. For those that don't know, safe from wasps. That you claim was chasing you at Outside Lands in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. There was that one wasp that just kept coming at me. Yeah, it wasn't great.
See, I still think it might have been a bee or some type of hornet, but you were like, that's a wasp. Like
Yeah,
you
it was a
immediately
hornet.
knew.
I mean, hornet for me as well was even worse because you can go to hospital with them.
What is it with these flying insects with you? Why the...
I just don't like them. Well, hornets you can pretty much nearly die from, so don't really want to go near them. And then wasps, I just...
Did you have a traumatic experience as a young child?
No, we just don't get on, me and wasps, I don't really like to be around them.
See, I find this interesting because you grew up as an equestrian riding horses, so you're at one with nature, and I feel like flies and flying insects.
I would run from them, like me and my horse would go.
Oh, really?
Because I've been on a horse before where they've stung my horse, and my horse has freaked the hell out. Like, that was scary, yeah.
So you're like, come on, we gotta get out of here.
It's like stung my horse and the horse.
Oh, trust me, we were having this lovely conversation about whatever it was last year at Outside Lands, and then all of a sudden the wasp started to fly around you, and boom!
I was like,
here she is, and now she's gone.
Yeah, I was like, no! Yeah, I actually remember seeing it as well, going, because Cara was there with me, and it was going to other people afterwards. I was like, oh my gosh, this won't go away.
Well, thankfully we're indoors.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. We're on the cusp of this acoustic session you're doing here in Los Angeles to preview the new album, which I absolutely love.
Thank you.
And we don't have much time, so I want to get into it.
Oh.
The sound, the sonics, the lyrics. Mm-hmm. First of all, love language. As soon as track one started, I was like, this is Mimi Webb?
Oh, really?
I was like, this is Mimi Webb?
That's nice.
This is a new universe for you.
Yeah.
What was that eye-opening experience to go down this darker sonic?
Yeah, I feel like for me it was just kind of jumping in, kind of diving a lot deeper into like what I was already doing with the pop stuff. Like, my go is kind of, it's just a really fun upbeat tune, and I feel like it's got the sassiness to it. Like my other songs like House on Fire, Red Flags, like it's, there's always a little bit like of a sauce there, which I really love to dive into. And I feel like with this album in general, we really are, I've really kind of knocked down that fourth wall and dived in a lot deeper than I have before. So I think for me, that's why I love this album so much, is because I'm really kind of going there, and I don't think I've ever gone that deep before. So I feel like it's just, very vulnerable, and I feel brave being that vulnerable for it.
Was it the lyrics and personal experiences, the words that you crafted and put together that informed the sonics because they reflect that type of personality and mood? Yeah,
definitely. I feel like, each song has its own story to tell and its own kind of, like you said, sonically as well. Like it's kind of, it all sounds like Mimi, but everything's got its own moment, which I think was really nice.
Where were you in your life last year versus creating this new material? Because you seem like a happy-go-lucky person, aside from the wasp, last year. So to hear about...
Never going to forget that one.
This is going to be the continuous theme with us forever and ever. But it seemed like that there was obviously some tumult, which we'll touch on in your personal life and things that really informed this album.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like, everything can seem happy and great, but actually, like, we're all going through our own stuff. So I feel like that's why I wanted to be able to dive deep on this, because I guess, life changes, things change, and you never really expect, like, when it's going to happen. But then because it happened then, I was like, right, no, like, we need to pull this back, my parents separated. I had so many kind of emotions around that. There was grief. There was like a different form of heartbreak that I'd never experienced before. So there was all these things happening for me that I was writing about that I had to get into the album. And again, also like the whole process of the album was so up and down for me. There were days I couldn't get out of bed because I felt uninspired. There were days where I just couldn't really figure out where I wanted to go, and then there were days where I was so buzzing and excited, and I was like, this is the next single, this is the next song. So I feel like I definitely you know, had all these ups and downs, and that's when I then wanted to confess. You know, I wanted the confessions to be about these feelings and some real stuff.
Affairs of the heart are always the catalyst for artists and musicians, songwriters to really pour out their feelings, and it becomes a cathartic experience. Is there a particular song that was the start of all of this?
Yeah, I feel like for me, like it was probably when I was in the studio with Amy Allen and John Ryan, where we wrote "I Love You for Me." We also wrote, kind of get my mind back to what else we did. I can't remember now. We did "I Love You." We did like most of the tracks. We did a lot of them. We did "I Love You for Me." There was also with Jordan Riley, Tom Mann. We did "My Go." There was "Love Language." What other songs are on the album now? I'm like, ah! There's also some other bits that we did that we're like keeping for stuff, like another thing. So it's kind of like we did so much, and that's when I was like, right, boom. This is when it was kind of really working and figuring it out. And like "I Love You for Me" is like, there's like an R&B touch to that, which I'd never dived in before with. So it was really cool to touch on that with Amy and John, and then kind of expand on that and dive deeper. And I think that's when sonically it all started to come together, because it's a pop record, but it's literally got little sprinkles of R&B in a few of the songs, and you know, that's something I just love.
I hear it throughout. That's like a through line throughout the whole album, and that's why I'm like, again, I did a double take and like, wow, this is Mimi Webb. You worked with Meghan Trainor on Mind Reader, which we've heard already.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Who hit up who? How did that come together?
That was awesome. So Meghan wanted to get a session in because her husband was a fan of my music, and we're on the same label, so it was like like a few connections, really easy. And we just dived into the studio, and I was just like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this is just so cool, because when I was 13 or 14, if I got the age right, but then All About the Bass was out, and I was like, oh, we were just obsessed with that song. So it was just really cool. And yeah, we wrote the song. It was always originally just for my project, and then I just thought I'd give it a go and see if she wanted to join, and she was like, yeah. So yeah, then she was down to, you know, jump on it, and it felt really like natural, the collaboration. I think that's what I wanted, was a collaboration that felt natural. There was a story behind it, and it was very organic between me and another artist instead of us kind of being forced together. So I like that.
What did you guys bond over outside of music? I'm sure you had some interesting conversations.
Yeah, honestly, I was just like, I want to know everything about your life. Like, I was like, this is so good. But I think Meghan just gets the game, and she understands that it does take a lot of time. Like, there's so many artists that have shown that, you know, some people have huge success 10 years later, you know, and I think Meghan really, she's been in every position possible in the industry. So I think she just really understands how it feels as a new artist. And she's really good at being able to, you know, connect with my emotions on that.
Does that give you solace and comfort in your journey as an artist? Because in today's TikTok world, it's kind of immediate with a lot of quote unquote success, virality, recognition.
Yeah.
And to be able to talk to her and be like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, if you're freaking out, you call Meghan, she'll be like, breathe, breathe, you know. And I think everyone works differently in her team. Like, her team is different, my team's different. Like, everyone works in different ways. And I think, you know, there's also that of understanding that, like, not everyone does things the same. And I think it was really nice to get the advice of that.
This is a lot different than Amelia. It's different than 7 Shades of Heartbreak. I see a lot of growth. Where do you see a lot of growth?
Oh yeah, massively. Like, from when I look back to those two projects, I'm just like, whoa, you know, like, I think you just in your 20s, you just, you know, that first EP, I was 20. So, and I wrote that growing up from like the age of 17. So you just kind of look back and you're like, you know, you take life, you filter life a lot better, I think, as you get older. And I think that's something I've kind of done, is just filtering through things. Whereas back in the day, when I look at those tracks and those records, I'm like, oh my God, like, I was just all over the place, you know, like, in the best way possible. But I guess it is just age and growing up.
Well, that makes sense, because you're brand new as a person, brand new as an adult, and experiencing things for the first time. And so Red Flags is going to be totally different than Mind Reader.
Oh, yeah, honestly. Right? And like the breakups. And I remember when I released Red Flags, that was all about my breakup I was going through. And I remember being so bitter. And like, I look back and giggle at that now, because like, it's so funny that I just love to be able to write songs about that and just have fun with it and have a laugh as a young 20-year-old.
I was about to say, you probably laugh at young Mimi that wrote Red Flags, right?
Oh my God, all the time. And even the music video, I'm like, I put so many like personal things in there, which was really therapeutic at the time. I kind of felt like, there you go, you can have that. But when I look back, I laugh at myself because I'm just like, you've got some balls.
But that's good. That's good. Is there
Yeah.
a song that was really therapeutic for you on Confessions?
I think Confessions, the actual confession, like
Title
the
track.
title track for me, because that is all about, you know, being on my own of those like dark nights and, you know, those like early hours of the morning where I'm up and I'm thinking and overthinking and freaking out and having panic attacks. You know, that's kind of what I wrote all that about. So it's kind of all these emotions, and I feel like, you know, the first line of that song for me really hits, and it's kind of like the unexpected, and it's kind of like all these things that kind of happen and no one knew they were going to happen. It's really like, it tells a real story, and I think that one really, I really feel that one when I hear that one.
Again, that's a mature Mimi speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
But it looks like you're still the overthinker because you just referenced about overthinking and things, right? And that's a sign of a true artist, because then it's a well of material for you to overthink and, okay, this is a great song.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Went through a breakup, I got friend zoned.
Yeah. Oh
Whatever.
my gosh, exactly. Yeah, and you, like you said, you know, you just own it, which I think is so nice, those songs.
How many people have you friend zoned in your life?
People are friend zone.
Seems like quite a lot since you're thinking about it.
Maybe a few people, but I'm bad. I'll fall in love. I'm like, oh, you're so cute.
Have you been friend zoned?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course I have.
Really?
I feel like not in a bad way of like, and I own that. Like, I don't feel like, oh, like that's, you know, I remember thinking like, you're lost, you know, you're lost. And then they always come back around, you know, and then you're like, you've moved on with someone else and they're like, hi, gorgeous, or like,
Right.
good. And I'm like, no, like, let's not go there.
Mature Mimi right here.
You know?
I love the new album.
Oh,
Congratulations on this.
Thank you so much.
I really
Appreciate
appreciate the time. Great to catch up with you.
Yes.
Wasp free.
Yeah, I know we've got a proper chat.
Yes, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you, legend. Thank you.
Mimi Webb right here on B-Sides.